Okay, and we are live. Welcome everyone here on YouTube to Metarog's channel. And today is a very special live stream. No, I never live stream on Wednesdays because it's New Comic Book Day and there's tons of live streams. But I did not want another day go by without having a live stream with none other than the man here next to me, Jerry the Jitterbug. How you doing, Jerry?
I'm great. How are you, Roger?
Better now that I'm here with you, that's for sure. But I'm doing great, buddy.
Oh, yes, you're fine. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Well, the honor's all mine. Really, I've been wanting to get you on a live stream for a while, but I wanted to wait until the big Metarog saga was out of your hands and in mine, so that we could. Yeah, so we could talk a little bit about that. There's a special guest that's going to join us in a few minutes.
Very cool.
Because he's very important to this, Jerry, and you'll see why. Probably for reasons that you're not even aware of right now. But
I like that. Very good.
But I did want to also thank you properly for your gracious offer of taking one of my comics and running it through your amazing ephemera conservation process. And as I said in my comment or in the description, you took a rag and you made it royalty, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that, Jim.
Well, I have to thank you because you gave me the opportunity to do a whole book, and I really learned a lot doing it. It was not like I did a lot of books prior to your books. I did leaf casting maybe with one or two other books. So your book was the first one that I really did extensive conservation, or at least I did my best to do extensive conservation. There it is. Yep. That's
let me show it.
I had it so long. So
it says hi, Jerry. Yeah, here's the book in question, which we're going to be talking about here for about the next half hour.
Cool.
There's a couple people in the stream, so let's shout them out. We have, of course, the man who first interviewed you, and that was a great show, by the way. Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy.
Hi, Gary.
One of my favorite guys in the community. Man, yeah, what a superstar that guy is.
He's definitely one of the best, for certain.
And one of my partners, we're doing a John Byrne retrospective from Heroes to Icons. Jason, again, one of the nicest men I've ever met, and somebody I feel like a brother, like, because he and I, he's send me stuff, I send him stuff. I know he's going to send me more stuff. These are the kind of community that we're part of, Jerry, and you're a big part of it as well.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Just so gracious.
It is a very nice community. I have about 3 or 4 packages just sitting on my shelf, and I'm going to open them up. I like to open them up on upload, so I have to schedule them because I'm just doing so many uploads. I have probably about 3 uploads ready to download. I like to have a few in storage so I can do one every day or every other day. So it's pretty cool.
You even did 2. Was it yesterday or the day before?
Yes,
I'm 2 in 1 day.
I did, and I'm trying to do it where once I get 100 views, I want to upload another one. So I'm not inundating with content. I want to wait until at least 100, or a little bit over 100 views, and then I upload a new one. So that's my pattern. That's what I've been doing.
Well, that's actually a great technique. I mean, most of my videos don't get 100 views, so I don't have that luxury. It's just like every week I'll just do something, But you, with your daily videos, and the intrigue that you bring with your processes, that's why I had no doubts that you would finish your 600 subs within a week because you're Jerry. Come on.
I'm very lucky, and I truly appreciate it. And tomorrow night is going to be the raffle. So everyone, whoever's watching on the replay, get in and comment on my 600 subscriber giveaway, giving away 2 pretty cool Silver Age books, I think. So you still have time to get into it.
Yeah. I I just taped my roundup today, and I did mention it. Although by the time it comes out, they'll only have a few hours. But I still mentioned you and Alex Big Blue, another great community member here.
Yes, yes. Thank you. I always love seeing that. That's a wonderful thing for me.
Well, and that's another thing I was going to say. That not only do you make videos for our enjoyment and our instruction, but you also are a great supporter. I see your comments on all kinds of videos, and all kinds of different channel creators, and that's important, my friend, because
James,
we as YouTube creators, we depend on viewers.
Sure.
But we also have to make sure that at least we try to support. Like Jerry, you work, I work. We don't have umpteen hours a day to do whatever we want, but we still at least a little bit of time to support those guys around us. I think it makes the world a difference.
I do try, and it is very hard because, like you said, there are so many great channels, and it's very hard to watch every single upload. I would be dedicating hours of my day, and I don't mind doing it, but it is very hard. So, but I do agree, it's very important to support other channels, and it's just a way also to get your channel out there as well. So it is a nice community, and I really enjoy commenting, watching other content, and I made friends. It's pretty cool. So I enjoy it.
I'm glad. I have the same attitude. Here's a few guys saying hi to Jerry. Artemis Arsenio, how you doing, buddy? Great to see you here. James Gallegos, talk about a community supporter. This man, I don't think this man watches TV and he eats like in 2 seconds because he comments on every video I've ever seen out there.
Yes.
James here is the scoundrel of the community. Yeah. No, James, forget it. I mean, man, he sent me stuff. I sent him stuff. And I said, okay, that's it. And I want to send you more stuff. I can't stop him.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Here's the scoundrel of the community, but my buddy, Comic Mag Musings, another. I mean, he's on all the videos as well. He's a great supporter of this community. I'm very lucky to make. We have a retrospective we do every 2-3 months as well. As you see, you just build these relationships, and then it's you want to do stuff with these people because they're just such quality people.
100%, and I am getting requests, like I would say 2 or 3 sometimes a week, for people saying, could you work on my book? And I just have to be selective, and I'm doing it where I can't, and I'm a yes guy, I'm a yes, and then I regret it, and not that I care. I won't do something I don't want to do, but I have to be selective. I like the Golden Age to work on those books because they're a lot more hardier than Silver Age and Bronze and Modern. I pressed a few modern books and worked on them. You have to be very careful with them just because of the paper quality doesn't compare to the Golden Age. I would compare the Golden Age to like an old Cadillac from the 50s. They're strong, and they knew how to build things back then. Even in paper, it's crazy the difference. It truly is.
Yeah, my father had a Cadillac from the late 50s. And he got crashed into by a Toyota. There was a little scratch on the bender. The Toyota was split in half.
Oh yeah,
because it had that little missile part in the front. Oh man,
yes.
Wow.
They were tanks. They're
tanks.
Definitely.
Hey Tim, good to see you. All right, there's a guy backstage. I want to bring him on because he's very important to what I'm trying to accomplish here, and very important to how it is that I came about knowing about you as well. And that is none other than Night Tiger, Michael Smith.
Is that Jerry or is that a young Jack Klugman?
Oh yeah, Jack. I'm getting called all different people. Hey, Mike, what's going on?
Mr. New York, how's it going? Boy, Roger sure makes everyone feel so important and special.
Oh, thank you. How's everything, Mike?
Well, I don't have to try very hard with you guys. Let me tell you, it's like natural,
Mike's my good friend now. I speak to him on the phone every so often. We text one another. So
I know.
I develop friends doing this stuff. It's pretty cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
How's the weather over there in New York? How's the weather, Jerry?
It's nice. Today it actually started to get cold. So it's not cold, but not hot anymore. So at nighttime, it's coming down low 60s. By next week, we'll be into fall, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm a fall guy. I have to go up into my attic and take all my Halloween. I decorate my house really impressive for Halloween. I like Halloween a lot.
So Make a video of that, Jerry.
I should.
Make a video. I'd like to see that. Yeah.
I know me and Roger are just
all
grateful
right,
when it's 65 at night.
Now we got all the pleasantries out of the way.
Yes.
Because I don't want to keep you guys too long here, as promised. So this particular comic here, let me just tell you a little bit about it. And I'm going to tell you how you two are such an important part of this, right? I've had this comic probably 25, 30 years, right? I used to have a pretty good Golden Age collection. Then I went to college and I ran out of money for textbooks. Right? I had room and board covered, but I ran out of money for textbooks. So I sold a bunch of my Golden Age comics. Planet Comics. I didn't have any timelies that I recall, but I had a lot of Fiction House. I had a few ECs, and I had some Lev Gleasons, some Avons, some Standards, things like that. But this one, for whatever reason, had stayed with my parents. So I've had this, a long time. I don't even remember where I got this one, right? So sometime back, I'm talking to Mike, Night Tiger, right? And he says, hey, you got to see this guy, Jerry the Jitterbug, right? And I'm like, who's that, And he's like, you wouldn't believe what he does. He gets these comics cheap, and then he does stuff. He presses them, he cleans them, he conserves them, all this stuff. And he's just a great watch, And I'm like, okay, send me the link. So he sends me the link. I see Jerry, and he's right. I'm hooked, because you do stuff and you explain it. You don't just say, well, I took this thing, it was all messed up, and now you got this. No. Right. You explain it step by step, right? And Mike does that too when he did his. I remember he did a ironing with an iron video. He tells you step by step, So I think you and he are kind of kindred spirits that way. So I started seeing Jerry's channel, and of course, if I see a channel, I try to comment at least, hey, good, good vid, something, because I try to buy the golden rule, right? I mean, treat others the way you want to be treated. So I do that, right? And then Jerry does the little restoration, not the restoration, conservation for caps, Kenny caps, right? And so I just like, oh, that's what you did to his comics was really something. And then one day you're saying, hey, if you want to send me something, I'll be happy to do conservation for you. And I'm like, me? That kind of thing. And he said, just send me, the worst of the worst you got, And so I'm thinking to myself, man, what do I have that would be a challenge to Jerry, because I don't have all that many Golden Age, maybe, I don't know, 40 or so, 50. And most of them are not terrible shape. But this one, because it was so old and was just thrown on a rack for, all the time I was in college, there in my parents' house in Miami, humidity. It was rusty staples. It had a rip. The spine was just ragged. I mean, it was just there wasn't one place that was straight.
Much, right? Sure.
Yeah, it had like this staining. It had like this signature up here, Jerry. I don't know if you remember that.
Yep.
And this was really tanned and like yucky, just bleh, right? So I said, I got it. So I sent you this dog, right? Which I called it a dog. And and this thing is just gorgeous, guys. I mean, just touching it. And Mike, wait till you smell this sucker, boy. This thing is intoxicating. Okay, it is in that degrading pulp is just intoxicating, right?
Oh yeah.
So first, thank you, Mike, for introducing me to Jerry, and and from then on, not only do I get the enjoyment of watching his videos, but then he is gracious enough to put his time, his money, his efforts into this and making just a beautiful conservation of a copy that was honestly just junk, you know, and now it's great.
Right? Those are very nice words. So thank you very much.
Well, I mean, let me tell you, this is something. So the title of this video is The Continuing Saga of Metarog's Silver Streak 12, right?
Yes, okay. Yes.
So why is Mike here, right? Besides the fact that he introduced me. Well, I know that Mike is a big Golden Age collector. I've been to his lair. Jerry, if you ever see that place, you know, it's like Disneyland for comic book nerds, okay?
Sure, definitely.
Oh, it's impressive, right? And Mike is a fabulous host. He wouldn't let me pay for lunch. He wouldn't nothing, you know. Like you wouldn't let me pay for shipping. I mean, I tried. You said no.
You gave me a beautiful AOK
no way.
with it. No
way. Yeah, it's like an AOK, right? Exactly. So he sees this in your videos. Mike, you can come chime in here if I'm wrong, right? He sees this in your videos.
I freak out. I'm like, dang, I couldn't believe you own that. That is a Grail book for me. I was like, I almost had a heart attack. I'm like, Roger owns that? He's not into Golden Age, and that's a book that I never thought I could even own or have a presence in my collection. And so I told Roger, I said, wow, I love that book that you got. It's a Grail for me. And Roger's like, oh, I'm not attached to it. Do you want to trade? And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? I know Roger doesn't kid about that stuff, but I was like, I was speechless. I'm like, oh my, I can't believe this. I'm still excited about it. I'm still getting goosebumps right now. I'll let you take it from there.
Well, my friend, let me tell you, first of all, you're my pal, my brother. If I can help you in your collection, I'm going to do everything I can to do that, because you have been beyond gracious with me. And I've learned a lot about that from you. You're right. I'm not attached to it.
Let me say this, though. Not only that, but here's Jerry working his magic on the book, making it look even better than what I thought was already like angels singing in my head when I looked at it. So now it's even better.
Let me start the drooling right here. Okay, look at this centerfold here, guys. Look at this.
That looks like candy.
That was detached. Yep, it was detached.
Yes.
It was,
Of course. Yeah, and notice Jerry did a little bit of leaf casting on it too, as you can see. Okay.
I had to do that, right, so the staples. I actually leaf casted, I believe, maybe 2 or 3 of the center wraps, and then maybe 2 or 3 of the first pages, just so the staples would hold and it would be a book that you can read without the pages falling out. So it was definitely something that was a good process.
Yeah, you did a great job, honestly, a great job.
Thank you. I don't know how much it's going to hold up, though, so I think it's just something that you read it, you look at it, and very limited touching, because remember, it's just paper, and that's all it is. It's just the pulp holding it together. Yep.
Wow.
But let me tell you, the colors. Jerry, I don't know if you noticed this, but the colors in this comic are so bright and brilliant and so rich. This comic is 80 years old, guys. 80.
And
think, go ahead, Mike.
It's the first appearance of Captain Battle Jr.
Really? Well,
correct.
I have to say the cover was filthy. It was probably high pH on the cover. It was stained. It really came out well because I cleaned it, and then I also did a deacidification bath with the methyl cellulose, and it definitely worked out. And it really transformed the colors. It had a little color loss. It happens when you do the leaf casting and you do the bath. As I say, it's a cost-benefit analysis.
Very slight.
There's no way around it. But the way I'm looking at it is you're conserving the book, because that would have disintegrated the book. in time. Like you said, Roger, it's a very old book. 43, I think it was published first, maybe 42.
41. 1941. This is prior to us getting into World War II.
Right. So the acid had to be removed, and that's why that the calcium hydroxide is very important, because when you soak it with that chemical, you actually can smell the acidity in the water, and you will see that water turn brown. You'll just see it seeping out of the actual cover. But by doing that, that preserved the book, where now you can have it for generations to come. So that's why it's conservation. Anything that I did on that book, I can take it, I can soak it in water, and it can be removed. So nothing is permanent. There's no glue. There's nothing that will remain. If I want to take everything off, it will just come off with ease. So that's why there's a big difference, because a lot of people say restoration, conservation, and I try to say I like to do conservation. If I put color on a book, or if I do any color touch, that's restoration. This is conservation. The spine was very difficult in this book, and I actually learned a better technique where I would have done the leaf casting if I had to do it over again from the inside. This, I did it from the exterior, from the outside. So if you're watching the Captain Marvel's Adventures that I'm doing now, number 11, I did a spot casting process. I think I like that better. But again, that's why I'm thanking you, Roger, because I really fine-tuned a few of the things that I do with that book. And every time I do a book, I learn something, I tinker with it, I do something different. And that's life, right? You learn and you do things different.
Look at this inside cover, guys. Look at this. Look at the colors on that.
It came out nice. But again, I don't know. I'm glad it opens and I'm glad it works, but I never really did a book, and it didn't pass through the time where I know whether it will stand up. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't with care. But I think a lot of these guys who do conservation and leaf casting, I think they send the books to CGC after and get them encapsulated. Right. But I know you guys are not doing that, so which is cool.
Mike and I, we like to handle our books, smell our books, read our books, or at least once or twice, and then put them up in his lair, my room, right? Let's say hi to this chat, and then I'm going to finish up with what's happening after.
I want to say one thing.
Sure.
Yeah. So for me and Roger, when we look at that book, we see everything great that you did, and I know when you look at it, you see everything that I could have done different.
You're right. And I also see what I don't like. And so I'm very hard on myself. And thank you, Mike, for saying that, because it's different. Whatever people do, whenever you do things creative, or even when you're working on your house, painting, or whatever you're doing, the person who does it always knows, I don't like that section. I don't like that drip. And you know your faults, and you know what was done wrong if you're that type of person. So I get it. You're looking at it where it was this stained, tanned book, rips all over, and now it's sort of together and a little clean and a lot better condition. So I like it. It makes me feel just great in getting the compliments. But you're right, Mike. I'm looking at it where shoot, I should have done something a little different here or there. I should have trimmed this a little bit better. But again, it's a learning process.
And we're all coming along with you.
I read this. I read this when I got it back, Jerry. Again, I mean, I had read it like years ago, and it's the integrity of the book is such that if you're just careful, there's no problems here. The staples are rock solid. The pages are very supple. I mean,
yes.
Mike, when you get this, you're getting a comic you can handle. Carefully, but you can handle it. It's not coming apart.
As Simple Simon says, it's lick worthy.
Yeah, and the methyl.
Yeah, I'm not licking it. No water.
No water. It's like gremlin.
Jerry wrote me a note.
Yes.
Yeah. Jerry wrote me a note. Like The gremlin, don't water, don't feed after midnight, whatever. And so as long as you leave it dry, you're golden.
Sure.
You're golden.
Yeah.
All right. Let me check out this chat, and then we'll wrap it up with Mike here. We got Comic Journey. Again, one of my favorite guys. This guy, he buys all this stuff for cheap, that you wouldn't believe, and he's always shouting out channels. My buddy Pete from over there in the UK. How you doing, buddy? Great to see you here. Talk about a support of this community. What video have you seen without Las Cruces being on there? Because he's ubiquitous, right?
Yep.
I think I saw poor Mike. How you doing, Mike? He's another Floridian.
Oh,
Jerry,
yeah. Hey, Mike.
He's another Floridian, which you could meet.
I got to get together with Mike and go hunting one day.
Yeah, I'd love to do that too. And here's Comic Mag Musings. If a dirty bird like Roger moved back, I figured there was a reason. Yeah. He loves me. Just don't listen to that. And of course, we have the Greyman himself, all the way from the UK. So
the British headbanger.
So Jerry, I have to double thank you. Why is that? Because Mike, like he says, send me your want list. When we're doing this trade. By the way, you were going to get this no matter what, Mike. By the way. He said, send me your want list of the stuff you want. So I sent him a want list, and I said, don't go overboard because I know Mike, right? And he'll send me like half his collection if I don't slow him down, right? So he's sending me like about, 20 comics, or I don't know how many, I'm not exactly sure, of things that I've been looking for. Some of those things I've been looking for decades. And Mike had, I'm assuming, doubles, and he's going to send them my way. So, Jerry, it's a win-win. You got this comic. You got to enjoy it. You got videos. You got to experiment. I got a beautiful comic back. It's going to go to a great home, and I'm going to get stuff for my collection that I've been looking for forever. So why am I saying this? Why am I saying this, Jerry? Because sometimes you think that you do something and you don't know the ultimate conclusions of it, right? You don't know the repercussions of it. But what you did by asking me to send you something out of the blue, out of the goodness of your heart, has now affected 3 people in a positive way. Okay?
I like it. And
I know
I like Mike. It makes it that much better for me. I am truly enjoying it. Everyone, both you guys are great, and I couldn't be happier. Mike's happy, you're happy. That's the way life should be, right? Everyone is happy. It's great. It's great. So Mike, don't read it once or twice, and then I want to see it on the shelf after on your videos. It's gonna.
I'll do a special video just showing it on the shelf with angels singing and the halos.
And you have a nice document or a video history of the book of going from X to YZ. How many episodes? I think there must have been at least in the teens in the episodes with this book. It was pretty extensive. I think it was maybe over 2 or 3 months, because I think I got the book during the summer, like early summer. So it created great content. People
that's what James says right there. Yep.
Right. Yep. Yeah. People
that's what James says right there. Good work.
Oh yeah. Yep. So it's definitely cool, and I think I'm actually maybe motivating people, because I'm not an expert. Everyone knows this is not my profession. I'm just an enthusiast. I'm trying to make a hobby. I enjoy doing it. So people, I think, are becoming more motivated. I see around YouTube some creators are doing now different things like sticker removal and tape removal, things that they really never did before, that I never saw in a few channels. So it is catching on, and people are, I guess, enjoying what I do and trying to emulate it or copy what I do. Not bad in a bad way.
You guess, right?
Trying to work on the books.
You have Arsenio's. He's in Brooklyn. I think you're on Long Island, right?
I am. Yep. Yes, I am. Oh, okay. The art. Yes, I am in Brooklyn. I mean Long Island. So that's definitely cool.
Cool. Yeah, there's lots of good Kavi's over there, and I think he's in Brooklyn as well.
Jesse Simon.
Lots of great YouTube. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, Simon. Yeah. From Heroes to Icons is also on Long Island. I do believe. So you guys got a great group over there. You really do.
Sure.
Okay, so just a few more things, and we're going to close this up, guys. I'm not going to keep you too long.
I'm all by myself in my house, so I'm fine. Take your time. It's
right, but I try to be a man of my word, right? And I told you I wouldn't keep you long, so I just wanted to do this to continue the journey. Give you my thanks to both of you,
Sure.
Mike, who started the ball rolling in a sense, and it's all come around, right? He introduces me to you. You didn't know that part, I'm sure, and now ultimately he's going to benefit. I'm going to benefit. Hopefully, you benefited yourself from the experience, and the community also, I think, got benefit from. If nothing else, to see how we can work together without being competitive. We can work together as a team and have great results for all of us. We can all be winners. I believe that from the bottom of my heart. If we all have that attitude, if we don't have that selfish attitude, we can all be winners in this life and in this community as well.
Of course, I don't have any competitive feelings at all with any channels. I feel that a lot of people, and I spoke to Mike about this, there's people who do this type of things, pressing and cleaning of comics, that I think they like to hold a few secrets close to the chest, and they don't like to tell you what they do in order to achieve their goals. But I can understand it, because some of the people who do it, that's what they do for a living. You're not going to give away your trade or your secrets. But generally speaking, in the community, it's people are very open. People are very inclusive in trying to share their knowledge, and I truly enjoy it. And that's why I try to do it step by step, and I try to do it in the way where it's more like an instructional video where people can do it if they really wanted to do it. And I'm open. You comment, you ask questions.
Yep. I think most of us don't have the courage that you do to take a golden age book. And by the way, you've also added to our lexicon, because now we have aqueous bath, we have methylcellulose.
Yes.
Matthew Solos that'd be a good superhero name.
Yes, and all of that stuff I've learned by researching not comic conservation, but rather just going to uploads in relation to museums, where in England they conserve historical documents. So what's the difference between an old map or an old contract and the actual comic book? There's nothing. And there's no difference. So when you see a lot of the restoration or more conservation videos, there's tons of them if you go outside of the comic realm. And that's what I try to do. I try to learn from other aspects of conservation, and I try to apply it to the comic books.
Yeah. I remember you explaining that ephemera is ephemera, right? I mean,
right.
And to me, these are historical documents. I mean, it's a snapshot of the pop culture during this era. Okay,
100%. Yes,
and that's why I think we are such aficionados of this medium, because it's both a visual as far as the art, and then of course you read it, so you have that added kind of information. But the references here, like in this comic, Mike, Daredevil fights like this mafia syndicate thing, and it's so 40s, it's just hilarious.
Yeah. Sure. It is, and it's a simple time. I enjoy that time. I'm a big World War II guy and history buff, so it's a cool time, and it's definitely reflected in the Golden Age books. They're definitely gems, and you can really get a lot of good deals out there. I have about 4 or 5 books that are coming that I just won off of eBay, and I'll hold off and I'll do some uploads. But I'm getting books for $20, $25. Rarely I pay
for a tank of gas.
Yeah, for half a tank of gas. I'm actually bidding on.
I'm sorry, it used to be a tank of gas.
Used to be, yes. It used to be, but
It's a little bit more now, yeah.
A little bit more, and I'm not looking forward to this winter with heating the house because I have an oil heating system, and it's ridiculous what I'm paying for just gas up here. But that's another topic.
It cuts into our comic budget, man. That's the problem. I don't care about inflation. It cuts into my comic budget. That's what I care about.
It does, and I'm bidding on one book now that I'm on the fence where it's a real key golden age book, and if I can get it, it's done in about a day and a half. I just don't know how much I want to bid on it. So
is that a Superman?
No, it's not. It's his friend, if you know who I'm talking about. So
his friend.
I don't want to give too much information.
Jimmy Olsen?
No, not Superman. It is Jimmy Olsen. No. So it's a book that it's under the number 10 in the run.
Oh, that's right. You have a goal to get Batman #1, don't you?
Well, I actually was bidding a few weeks ago on Batman #1, a coverless copy. It was on eBay, and I actually, it's dangerous because I'll have a few beers at night and I'll start going on eBay. That's the worst combination because I think I got up to about 6,500, where that's my high bid, 6,600. I was like, oh God, I hope I don't win this. And what happened was, because eBay makes it easy with the PayPal because they'll give you the interest free for half a year for over X amount of money, which is it's free money and you make the payments. But that book sold for over like 10 grand. It sold for close to 11,000 for a coverless Batman with a lot of wraps missing. But they were missing a lot of wraps. So I was saying if I wanted, maybe I would basically encapsulate a few pages and clean them and press them and try to sell them, because some single pages, if it's a good page, they get like 1,100. I see it on eBay. They sell day in and day out from like 750 to 1,100. If you have one with the Joker or Batman on it, it's 1,100 plus. So it's nuts. But who's gonna be able to afford a Batman one in today's day and age? Not many people. So
you should talk with Jesse Simon. Let him know that you're looking for that book.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's got quite a collection.
He's got some inside track on collectors.
Yeah. I will. Yeah, I definitely will.
Yeah, I definitely will. He comes up with a lot of comics that are not in the perfect shape, but really, really rare and hard to find stuff.
Really, well, that's what I'm looking for now. Old and the worst condition they're in, that's what I love. I want to get it. And
you guys who know how to do this, it's like Christmas because you can rehabilitate it. Schmucks like me, we got to depend on people like you.
I can do my best.
Anyway, well, your best is pretty good, indeed. All right, so let's wrap this up. Mike, we're going to be meeting, maybe, I don't know, a couple of weeks, whatever. We'll do the trade. I don't know. Maybe you want to get that on video. I don't know. Whatever.
Do an upload. The trade.
I'm hoping to meet you early and go to the flea market on a Sunday, maybe.
Oh, well, maybe. The flea market here is not too good. But, I'll go with you. I don't have a problem with that. But it's not
snowbirds are coming down. It could get better.
I really like the upload where you two guys met at the mall. Remember?
Oh yeah.
The show. Yeah.
So, Roger. There's a comic fest coming up October. Another one at the mall.
I'm on lockdown in October, man. We got like no spending in October because of a bill coming up. So I'm like until December, I'm like on lockdown financially. But Mike. Besides this, I have another surprise for you when we do the trade.
Oh, great! Oh man, that's not nice.
I found something for you. So,
that's why eBay is so good. You can spread the payments out. That's what I love about it. That's the only place I buy my books is just eBay. I'm an eBay guy.
Same here. It's addicting.
It is addicting.
Yeah.
Florida Mike and I text one another. I say, Mike, do me a favor. I'm bidding on this Wiz Comics. Please stay away from it. Don't bid it up or don't play around.
He does. And every time I see one, I'm like, can I bid on that or not?
Well, yeah, we don't want to get a bidding.
You have to be careful of Jerry.
Yeah, yep. And if
Jerry's up there in New York, those guys, they're vengeful, man. You can't turn traitor on those guys, man.
He knows a guy who knows a guy.
Yeah. Sure. No, Florida has good. I got one of my whole 181s in Florida. I remember in a comic store. So I used to hit Florida in high school. A lot of books. This was like in Pompano, so it was down south.
Yep.
North of Miami. Pompano is
Pompano Beach. Yeah, I used to hang out a lot down there.
It's amazing how many comics that you can find in Florida because because all the books in Florida have to come from the north. So, but we find a lot of stuff in Florida. Good books.
Well,
yeah, because there's snowbirds. Yeah.
Sure, bringing it down. And one thing that Florida has that not too much in the north, they have those antique malls where people rent out the little sections of the mall. There's tons of them, at least down by Pompano and Orlando south. I don't know north, but you find things there where you just wouldn't find in any other place. So there's good places where you can go hunting. It's definitely
matter of fact. I just talked on the phone with Black Box, Silver, and Bronze, and he was telling me how important these early Sergeant Fury issues are, and he sent me a list. And matter of fact, my antique store right down the road has about half of them.
Really?
So I was like, man, I got to go there and get those.
I have a few of those books in a long box somewhere. I have to.
Yeah, me too.
I have to see which ones I have because I remember when I was young, the World War II, anything with a Nazi in it, or I used to buy and snatch up because of World War II. So I don't. Are they that valuable? The early ones, or?
I just think they're. He said they were hard to find. I forget the importance of them. They each have a title: the Warrior, the Enforcer, on the cover. He said those ones are ones for some reason you need to pick up.
Okay.
And they're like in the 40s, 50s, and the 40s. Poor Mike said, Jerry, how's the sanitation business?
Yeah, are you in the sanitation business? No. We got some real wise guys here, Jerry. No pun intended. We got some real wise guys in this community. No, I don't think Jerry's in the sanitation.
I don't know.
Business.
I found poor Mike. I have to check out his channel. I don't know. I don't think I ever saw him on my channel. Maybe.
And before we get off, the link to Jerry's channel is below. I think everybody subbed here to him, but just in case, sub him up. You got 1 day until his contest ends. Go enter because he's not giving away some junky comics. No, he's giving away some Silver Age gems. So you definitely actually don't enter because that's a better chance for me. So forget I just said that. Don't enter. Do not forget about Jerry's contest.
I was just going to say, Jerry, we talked about actually letting me win that. I'm going to go ahead and step aside and give everyone else a chance.
No. If any of you guys win, you keep the books. Please don't, because Roger, I think you commented maybe that because I did that book for you. If anyone wins, take the prize. It makes me happy. And it's a Silver Surfer number 5. And then it's a Batman. I forgot the number 2 something. It's a first appearance of Alfred when they used his last name Pennyworth, because I think they used to call him Beagle before that. So they're two cool books, and I'll clean them up as best as I can. I'm not going to do a saga on them. I'll do a quick dry cleaning and pressing, and that will be tomorrow. So again, you have one night to jump on and comment. I think there's maybe about 140 comments, if I'm correct.
Wow.
Maybe.
That's pretty good.
I could be off on that. I could maybe it's half.
That's a record, I think, Jerry. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody having that many.
Because
my chances are less than 1%.
Because I respond, so I think when they include the comments, it's the response. So maybe it's around 70, maybe
about half that.
I could be wrong though.
Well, regardless.
I was going to say, I'll slip you a 20, throw my name in there a couple more times.
Oh,
yeah. doesn't play that game. Trust me, he doesn't have to.
I'll have,
Okay. All right, guys.
at the
Man,
station company take care of it.
yeah, that's right. That's right. He's got some guys in the big truck. Guys, what a great time it was to have you on here. I had a blast. Thank you so much for, sort of being with me. Sort of coming along on a journey with this comic that it was innocuous to me for so many years, and there was a purpose down the line for it that a lot of people got enjoyment out of it. So I'm happy. I think you two guys are happy. And I think the community is very, very grateful that, not because of this comic, but just that, the kind of teamwork that this sort of elicited amongst us, I think is something that can inspire people and motivate people to do things like this as well.
I love it. It couldn't go to a better guy. So congratulations, Mike. Congratulations, Roger, on you getting, filling in some of those gaps on the runs that you're trying to collect. And it's a win-win. And I learned a tremendous amount doing it, and I really fine-tuned on a lot of things. So it's a great, everyone won in this little square here. So it's
Amen.
great way.
Amen.
I think we're all happy because now we know that we can actually cast our own books by watching your video.
Yes, and especially with the...
There you go. You got a sub right there, Jerry.
Oh, thank you. I mean, my goal is at 1,000. I don't know why it's such a goal. And it's not because of the money thing, because no one sees money, I don't think. But I just, when I set a goal, I like to stick with it. And that's my goal, 1,000. And maybe I'll do it in another 3, 4, 5 months. Who knows what will happen. But that's my goal. And next month, it's going to be 1 year since I did my first upload. So I've been on for 1 year. So it's going to be a cool anniversary. Maybe I'll do something. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But 1 year went by fast. And COVID was the result of me doing it because I was bored and I wanted to do something different. So like you said, Roger, some good things came out of it. And it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I hope by next year, Roger,
everything's negative.
I'm talking to Jerry and trying to get him to move to Lake City, so he's right in between both of us. And next year he'll be here in Florida with us, and we can all hang out.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. And let me tell you, there's like nobody in Lake City, so he'd find all the good stuff in the estate sales there, because there's nobody there.
Estate sales.
That's a great.
We went to Disney recently. I put a few uploads on, and we drove. And when we were driving back, my family's looking at me, rolling their eyes, because whenever I'm like driving, and whenever I see an antique mall, I feel compelled that I have to go. We stopped at garage sales down in Orlando looking for stuff. You never know what you're going to find.
The one place you didn't stop was my house.
No,
I'm right off the interstate.
I did not. Maybe next time. I had a lot of people asking me to stop by. I had a few friends that moved down, but it's when you drive down there, it's like, boom, you're ready. Well, Mike, you're a driver, and you want to get to that destination.
Yep.
And if I was by myself, it would be a different scenario. But when the family's in the car, they want to get home. So that's the situation.
Yeah, that's understandable. Okay, guys, everybody in the chat, thanks for coming by. You guys, as always, are great. I'm so happy with the way the community supports each other. Jerry and Mike, what can I say? You guys are the aces, the best of the best, the apex of the community, and I couldn't be happier to have you both here on my channel so we can sort of look over and see take this journey together. So I'm going to say good night for now. You two guys stay on. We'll chat a little bit afterwards, but for the community and the chat, you know what I'm going to say. Be kind to each other, be blessed, and be back.